Now, for some of you, you may be asking, what is systematic attack, Kai? That is when the enemy uses a structured and strategic reuse of the same weapon, the same method. So he takes a weapon. It's very structured in the attack and it's very strategic. He's very strategic in his attack and he uses the same weapon over and over and over again. Why? Because he's figured out that the weapon works against you. He's figured out where your weakness is, where your kink in your armor is. And he's figured out before that this weapon, I used it, you almost gave up, or it almost broke you down the last time. So instead of going and creating something new, he's going to use the same attack again because he knows that it works. See, we like to think of the enemy as, that little cartoon figure that you may remember from your earlier cartoons in your childhood, the little red devil with the pitchfork and, he's just throwing wet noodles at the wall, but that's not what the attack is. The enemy knows exactly what he's doing and he has studied you. He studied your bloodline. He studied your family. He knows what works versus what doesn't work. What traps or tricks worked against your mother, what worked against your father, your grandparents, your great grandparents. And oftentimes we say in deliverance, even if that stuff was not discussed with you. So maybe you were not told, hey, this is what happened with my great great grandma because it's a family secret. Or maybe it's a family secret what happened with your uncle or your father. You may not know what family you were. Maybe you were adopted, so maybe you don't know those things. That doesn't mean that the enemy is not aware. That does not mean that. So we're going to go in and we're going to deep dive tonight and we're going to talk about weapons tonight.